Yo, 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 what's good? What's good, my people? What's good? What's good? It's your boy. Gooner. Yo, mic is working very well. Yes, people, we're back in the place. People, we're back in the place. You don't know what time it is, people. Another EPL match week concluded. So, you know, Jason Gooner is back with the review show, people. We're going to go through all 10 fixtures of the weekend, see how the table is looking. You don't know, man's play the FPL. So, we're going to check in with the FPL, see how that go this week. Also, every week on the show, you know, we do the predictions. So, we have the results here tonight of week 17. We have the champion, we have the donkey. Might be plural, not sure. But yes, people, everybody that participated, respect again. It's very fun to track everybody's picks and see who is doing the best, who is doing the worst. Yeah, it adds a little more fun to the entire, you know, the entire feeling and the entire weekend overall. Yes. I would like to check in with a lot of different things, and that's one of the things that is very enjoyable, people. Yeah, sorry. I'm set. Now work with me. All right, cool. Yes, people. So I hope everybody have a good weekend. You know what time of the year it is, people. So hopefully you have gotten all of your shopping concluded. You don't want to be out there in these streets shopping one day before Christmas, 2 days before Christmas. That's not a good thing. Yes. Yeah, man, and hopefully this Christmas season as well, you found the time to give back if you have it. You know, if you can afford to do something like that, definitely all year, but especially this time of year, definitely give back to the community in some way. Yes, people. So you don't know, this weekend was like full of fixtures, all 10, all 20 teams. Red Skull, you know, up, full. All the best for Christmas, bro. Yeah. Boy, I mean, I know Red Skull. It look like, you know, I forgot start, you know. Put some respect when you pick them. Every week, yeah, you know. You pick a few results where I never did a pre. Big up yourself, Red Skull. We're out here. Yeah, man. So you don't know the format, people. Me like to see what go on in the game in terms of the statistics. It says a lot about the football a lot of the time. Yes, you should all watch the games if you can. Obviously, it's 10 games. So if you watch all 10 EPL games, then boy, you do really well. But most of them, the majority of them, I definitely get a chance to watch. Definitely at the very least an extended highlight. You know what I mean? So we have to pre the football, people. That's what we do. So yeah, we're just gonna get right into the show, people. No reason to hitch. You know we're on YouTube, so you have to do these things for me on YouTube, people. You have to like the video, you have to share the content, and if you are new to the channel, you have to subscribe. You see me? You have to let more people know about the channel, people, because you don't know everybody that forward to the channel, them forward black, you know. So that is a must that you guys make sure to smash that like button, share the content as well. Yeah. So I'm gonna put this right there. So all right, cool. Yeah, man. As you enter the place, man, just drop a like, drop a comment about the week. If your side get 3 points this week, just drop a 3 in the comment section. Just want sub 3 in the comment section. If your side got 3 points, put a 3 in the comment section right now. Jordan LFC, big up yourself. Oh, go on. We're out here, bro. We're outside, about to talk some EPL games, you know? Talk about some of the fixtures. All right, so we could get right into the football, people. We're not wasting time. Red Skull dropping 3. 3. Archie. Drop a 3 points. If your side get 3 points, drop a 3. All right, so the first game, people, you know, the first game of the week was a very nice game, you know. Actually, said blessings. Big up yourself, Chili. Yeah, man. Respect my G. MF, what go on? 3 early out. MF, I throw up the tree, you know? Bless up yourself, MF, every time. Actually, say I can't speak on days like this. Well, actually, listen, you have had a lot more days than this, or these, I should say, because these days are becoming a plurality right now. You know what I mean? So yeah, you've been having a few of these days, Chili. But yo, we're not beat you too bad, Chili. I mean, like your manager saying, throw up the 6, you know. I say a meme will say, actually, that's how we should start the show, people. I have to find this. While may I find this, people, smash the like button. Smash the like button. It's not something that I say a lot on these programs. If you watch my program, once I get going talking about football, I forget to do that, but I really shouldn't, because that is a part of the job in terms of creating content on this platform, right? So I have to be honest with myself, and I have to ask for the likes and the shares and the subscribers. Yeah, man. It's only right. It's only right. Nah, but I find that meme there. Nah, but in the football, Red Skull said, I hope Chelsea fans don't have any chess, because Everton play high intensity football and them couldn't break them down. Yeah, Skull, we're gonna get to that game there. I mean, yeah, that game was interesting. It was reminding me a lot of the Arsenal game, actually, to be honest. First half they had some chances, didn't convert. Second half, kind of dead out. All right, but first game we're gonna look on is Aston Villa and Manchester City. So sorry to bless up Cranky, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Smash that. I know you'll smash the like button. You're always asking for the likes, even though from one day you've been much more tempered in how you ask for them. No, man, that don't work, Cranky. You have to say, yo, smash the like button. If you don't hit the like button, I'm going to turn off the show. Like, I saw you have to move, Cranky, but big up yourself. I was looking forward to some more of the award show tonight, but yes, I understand family duties always take precedent. Rob Smith, big up yourself. Thanks for being here, my G. Emery finally listen to me. Him listen to what him say, Rob? What him say? Or what you tell him, I should say. All right, so we're going to go to the fixture now. Aston Villa and Manchester City, people. So this game, interesting game. I asked in the preview show, I should have done a poll actually, but we just looked in the comment section to see what people were saying. But I asked if you're Emery right now, do you start Duran? Do you start Watkins? I said start Duran. I think he's the one that is really on form right now in front of goal. And strikers are. There's going to be evidence of that further into the show of a striker, that when they're playing well, you have to give them the game. And John Duran is just playing at a different level right now. So, if I was Emery, I'd be doing the same thing that he's been doing the last couple of weeks, which is start John Duran, even though, you know what Ali Watkins can give you and, has given you, since you have been the manager of the club. But I just feel like Duran has that, I think Duran will give you a goal out of nothing faster than Ali Watkins would, if that makes sense. And then in terms of approach play and getting into position to score goals, he does it just as good as Ali Watkins. So I don't really, only thing that can separate them for me is just which one is more on form, which one is striking, more clinically. And John Duran has been doing that over time this season. So yeah, I have to agree with that choice by Emery, and I wonder if that's what Rob was alluding to. Oh, you're a second striker. Yes, that's something I was definitely going to talk about in this analysis of this game, is how the difference of Tielemans, and we really hadn't seen since Kamara has come back him being partnered in midfield with Onana, and Tielemans, for all he does well on the ball, still has his deficiencies when it comes to defending, especially in transition. So I thought Onana and Kamara is just a little bit better balance in terms of that. And then what you got to see from Yuri Tielemans in more advanced positions, unlocking the likes of McGinn, Duran, and Rogers on the half turn, that really paid dividends for Aston Villa in this game. But in an Arsenal game, Everton defending a Chelsea game, them attacking, but Chelsea couldn't score. And be honest, them lucky because Everton should win. Well, they did have some really good chances, Red Skull, which we will definitely discuss once we reach that game. They big up Pristine, ever clean. Well, go on. Nicholas, big up yourself. We're outside, bro. City giving Duran his first chance 10 seconds into the game. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. The striker that is not playing will leave. You know, Cranky, that's an interesting one, you know, because when you look at it, first of all, there's enough games to go around. So they're in the Champions League still. They have a couple more games in that. They're you know, obviously FA Cup is starting soon. They have the Premier League Christmas fixtures. So I don't know. And I think both of them will probably bet on themselves. So right now, yeah, Duran is starting, but you know, if Duran have a couple games, him don't finish some chance, and Watkins come off of the bench and score 2 goals, or when Watkins start in the Champions League just for rotation, he scores 2 goals in that game. You know, maybe it's another decision to be made. So I don't know. Watkins is link-up striker while Duran is natural goal scorer. Well, Red Skull, that's the thing, you know. I think that Duran is also good at link-up. It's not like you're losing much the way he plays at least in Villa's system, you know, because he's a little bit more imposing, you know, just overall. Is Watkins faster than him? Tell me what you think, people. You think Watkins faster than Duran? Which one of them faster? Watkins pretty fast still. And Duran is fast too. But I think when you add the power with the speed, it's a different thing. Remember, Duran was not happy and almost went to West Ham. Watkins wants to be in the England team, and Duran is not patient. Yeah, well, look, I think Cranky, clearly there's a reason for him to be impatient, though, because he's definitely, trust me, man, like, and as you said that, you know, Cranky, the striker not playing will leave. So let's say Watkins take back the game somehow. Would you have Duran at Arsenal right now? Bless up, Duke. Go on. Corey, big up yourself. Up top. Yo, you should have comment the rest of your score them, you know. Cause you never did go on 3 bad in the first day, you know. Red Skull say Watkins faster. Yeah, man, try to figure it out, you know. I guess like if they were to have a race, Watkins would win. But sometimes may I talk like with the ball too. Liverpool are flying high right now, but they will definitely drop points. The league is there to be won by who needs it more. Why? If it's about who needs it more, then you already know which side need it more. For overall psyche and everything. Because right now we are seen as, you know, a good side, but nobody not think we can actually win if you're not an Arsenal fan. So I think if it's about who needs it, then Arsenal needs it. Watkins' overall game is still better, but he's not finishing. No, Duran at Arsenal. Duran need freedom. Where say our number 9 too constricted. But look how no, I don't think so. Look how Havertz and Jesus play. Them they're everywhere. Them they're on the right wing, left wing, central, deeper, everything. How much more freedom you want than that, Rob? Medea in the mud. Yeah. No, but I really mud, you know, because the place a leak. So, you know, mud. They ran more clinical. Yeah, right now. But I mean, even though, Watkins scored a bag of goal last year, but he missed enough chance to, I would have Gyökeres or Isak. We should only pursue world-class players. Where it says, so this little purple patch is not convincing you, Cranky. You have to be able to, you always talk about having vision. You have to be able to extrapolate if he's doing this so young, so early. I mean, what do you think going to happen? I'm just going to fall off? The run at Arsenal, we need him. Yo, Red Skull, I would more lean to that side. But I would have these two strikers as well, no doubt. No doubt. If you had to choose, though, Gyökeres or Isak, which one you choosing? That's the question. Because you know we're not getting both of them. MF said the only thing Liverpool dropping is other teams. All right. Well, how you can't really have a rebuttal to that, because they are leading the league, they have game in hand and they're doing very well. Keep it up, Kai can go. Yeah, they ran for age and he will be better in the future. So Red Skull going Gyökeres over Isak. I like the run, but we need ready-made, not potential. Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. I do think that Arsenal right now is just missing, basically just a top striker that teams really fear, Forget that, then. I'm not saying we're definitely going to win everything, but that would be a great help. You're not getting any of them, LOL. Wait a sec, because I hear Man City financials came out and they're very healthy. So all signs point to massive investment in January. So let's see. Gunman Gyökeres. Yeah, 2 Swedish player. Them can't even make World Cup star. I'm an Arsenal fan, but we're too inconsistent and our coach is too naive, and Isak all day. Yeah, Isak has always been. I think because I've been saying Isak since before he went to Real Sociedad. Like that's how long ago I wanted to get Isak. At them time there, we had to be picking players where we don't know yet because Arsenal was like budget shopping back then. So yeah. Yeah, good shout though, Cranky, on this because that is a issue for me as well, the injury prone stuff. But his game is so complete, that's so true. And to me, just more feels like an Arsenal striker to me. But Gyökeres is very good as well. Played in a technical team at Sporting, so it's not like he's a technical scrub, But I feel like with Isak, it's so proven that if he's there in the league playing games, he's gonna score. And we just need a player like that. Like put him on the field, you get 20 goals. Easily. Honestly, I've been saying all season that Morgan in the middle was holding up the attack. He was individually playing well. They needed Yuri to unlock defenses. Yeah, I think that is Morgan's weakness, I think, in that final third, is the final pass. I think when he's inside the box and he has a cutback option or something like that, he's very good. But when he's running onto the play, sometimes I feel like his decision making kind of lacking sometimes. I agree with that. If we can give away Nunes and get Isak, I wouldn't be mad. MF, get out of here with this player stuff, man. You have a great side. Keep it up. You don't need to change anything. Arne Slot came in, new coach, could have changed stuff. The man just keep the team. So why you want to change it now? Jota is back. You don't have to worry about Nunes. Nunes now see the field. All right, let's get into the game though. So as I think it was Red Skull or Hot Chili, I'm not sure. I think it must have been Red Skull because Hot Chili probably don't want to remind us, but John Duran had a chance like literally right as the game started. Vardial, just playing poorly recently. Gave away another ball and he was in clear. Took the chance early, which was surprising, but the keeper made the save. And then basically from that point, I would say the first 15-20 minutes, 10-15 minutes, Aston Villa really were just looked like they were going to score every time they attacked. Couldn't quite get it over the line until the 16th minute with John Duran, assisted by Morgan Rogers as well. And I think at that point, it looked like it was going to just be another long day for Pep. I think Manchester City, though, in that first half, did start to, get their way into the game in terms of possession. I think you could see there was a clear lack of cutting edge, though. It was all a bit, sterile, just slow, side to side. It wasn't incisive enough. That they weren't figuring out ways to get Haaland in, giving him any kind of chances, really. Kovacic started in midfield, which we thought would happen. But I think when you look at their lineup, I'm wondering why he didn't just play another winger in the system. He had Bernardo Silva there on that wide side, but he's really cutting inside. He's just making an extra body in midfield. I really feel like this game, because of the way Aston Villa like to play with the high line, it would have been better suited to having Adoku or Savinho playing on this side, just to keep, Digne honest, especially on that side. Morgan Rogers is going to get involved, cut inside. So I just felt like the space to exploit against Villa is always wide in transition when you get the ball from them after the attack. And I don't think that Bernardo Silva, the type of player he is right now, really exploits that enough. And when you look at their bench and you see Savinho, you see Doku, they both came on, they both played, meaning they're both fit. I don't understand that decision. Because I think, we can't just look at it and say, listen, Rodri's out, right? And they've had other injuries, so that's why this is happening. No, I mean, we have to question, somebody who, he'll probably, watching this program, he'll probably throw up 6 to the screen, but, that's my assessment, okay? And I hate that it has to be a legendary coach like Pep Guardiola that I have to be saying this about, but I mean, am I off base here, people? What do you think? Like, I immediately thought, why is he not playing one of these other two wingers? Because you know what Jack Grealish is gonna give you. Not necessarily going to run in behind. He's gonna get it to feet, he's gonna possess, he's gonna play 1-2s, he's gonna link up. And Bernardo Silva is going to do the same thing. So I think it was just, as I said, too sterile, too vanilla. Needed a little bit of, some kind of flair needed to be out there. And it easily could have been Bernardo and Kovacic. Play Bernardo in the deeper role. He has proven, even though he's somewhat of a skill player, flair player, he likes to get in there in midfield and make tackles. And, he might not be the most effective at doing it, but, he's not going to not give you the effort that you would need in a position like that. And then you play Savinho or Doku. Simple. More than likely Savinho, because he prefer that side. Yeah, man, you have to laugh. Isak is Henry regen. He just looks pure class. Yeah, Henry was just stronger than him. That's the only thing. Even though he's Morgan thing, but he's not weak though. Nunes seems to be averse to scoring, bro. Yeah, he has some issues. But ask your Egyptian king or the Egyptian king, Mo Salah, who his favorite striker he ever played with was. Have you seen? I know you've probably seen that, MF, because you're a Liverpool fan. Kamara underrated. Yeah, bro. I keep telling my father that, my father always cuss him, and I say, because once Leon went to Villa, he's a Chelsea fan. Let me put that out there first, clear. But yeah, obviously the other team that he will watch if they're playing and support and thing is Aston Villa because of Leon. And yeah, he's always cussing Kamara, and I'm like, bro, you don't understand. For what he needs to be doing in their team, he's perfect. Because he's always highlighting like if him give away the ball and thing. And I say, how much time he give away the ball compared to when him don't give it to him? And him say, yeah, well, that's true. But I don't know. I'm not rate Kamara. You know what I'm saying? Yo, he's good for their team. If Kamara don't get injured last December, Villa finish higher in the league. Higher in the league. So where them finish? Them finish fourth. So you said them would have finished third. All right. Potentially. If you had told me that City would have had such a precipitous drop off, I would never believe it in a million years. Yeah, it is kind of amazing what's going on for real. The most pep starting 11 at Villa Park. Yeah, it was a mad starting 11. KDB should start the service. Yeah. Him never even play. Him should have start. Okay, yeah, true. What's up with KDB? What he do to Pep? Man said Saudi him thing there, you know. Somebody said this in the last video. Pep not starting Doku or Savio just to start Gundo. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think somebody did say that. I think it probably was CK. CK not there tonight, but it was probably him. Him always have some. Actually, he said another thing to that happen. So I'm telling you, I don't think it was flu, but the man say Stones are gonna start and catch flu halftime. And brother, look here, Kyle Walker bench. Actually, it is supposed to happy when you see the starting lineup, you know. Cause one name actually I look fine. You know. Him want to see if Kyle Walker did it. Man say, yo, Kyle Walker is a giveaway lion, you know? Yo. But anyway, John Stones come off at halftime with the flu, people. Crazy. Was predicted by CK. Big up yourself. Anyway, there. But yeah, so as you can see, people, the other two subs in the second half, Savinho, Doku, should have happened earlier. Bernardo eventually dropping deeper. Rico Lewis basically was playing midfield and it was a back three. So yeah, they had the numbers in midfield. If you don't have the person like a Roderick to hold it down, they had enough people there. But the real deal though in this game, to be honest, I thought that Tielemans playing in this role behind the striker was immense. And Morgan Rogers put up the stats, 8.8. This guy, when he gets on the ball in midfield, middle third, even defensive third, and he turns whoever his first initial marker is, and he gets going running with the ball, he's probably one of the best in the Prem at doing that, to be honest, because is the mix of the power and the speed and the balance. It's almost like he accelerates more after him like go past a challenge. Running with the ball is very, very good at it. Very, very good at it. And I think for a player so young and one that, I mean, what did they acquire Morgan Rogers for? Because I'm telling you, people, this might go down as one of the greatest buys ever. I want to say, yeah, so they bought him for 9.4 million. So if he continues this type of form, obviously he's from England, so that in itself you already know how that go. You can add on another 20 million to the regular value. So it's not a stretch that if he decides to want to leave Villa and go somewhere else, which I don't really see why right now he would be wanting to do that. But he's only 22, you know. When he's 24, 25, 26, he might want to leave. And I think when that happens, if he can stay healthy and he continues on the same trajectory, yeah, he's going to get up there. Right now he's at 21 million value. I think that will double by the end of the season. And it will only continue to get a little bit more because I think the caps for England will continue to grow. See, you got 2 in November already. So yeah, I think this kid is actually pretty special, you know. And I think he has a really good coach. I've seen Emery have a lot of players at this kind of age and get a lot out of them, get the best out of them. I think even you can look at even when he was at Arsenal, like Martinelli, he was getting a tune out of Martinelli. He was really the first one to bust Saka, to be honest. So yeah, I think Morgan Rogers has a lot of potential to be great, for sure. Kamara got Douglas Luiz into the Brazil team. Had the world thinking Luiz was a world class. Yo, what him name? Juve coach not rate him not one bit. Him can't even see him can't even rough. Might get paid still, so not that rough, but still pride matters. I know him ego must take a hit. KDB I get old now and is injury prone, so I get a little why he didn't start. And him never even played though, Chile. Not even a 10 minute. Very difficult to get Morgan off the ball. Yeah, it's crazy. City sold him for 1.5 to Middlesbrough. Damn. Long may City misery continue. No sympathy for them. Pity we don't discover him early. Yeah. Well, City had him and sold him to Middlesbrough for 1.5, as you see. So, yeah. Incredible player, man. He's very good, man. Very, very good. I mean, he had a little spell where he wasn't really producing the goals and assists, but what is a constant is him driving with that ball. It's just, and I do agree with Rob that when you see him in this role, that you see like Jacob Ramsey normally playing when he's fit, or sometimes John McGinn might be over there when Leon is fit, or when he decides to play Matty Cash where John McGinn was, but him, I think that role right there that he was playing is perfect because, with that drive from that wide area, having the ability to go either down the flank or cut inside and be able to get off a shot or lay that pass off for the goal. Yeah, I think that is crucial. And some of the positions he was able to get the ball in, outside of, the mix up of that central midfield area. When you beat that one wide player that might be on you, when you get the ball wide, the space is a bit more and it can do a bit more damage. So, yeah, I do agree, Rob, that was a good idea. Onana didn't have the best game statistically, but I think, what you saw from this midfield was, a bit of a dominance at parts of the game. And especially in that second half, I thought, for the most part, Aston Villa was, all over. When you look at the stats, right, I remember looking at this. So the overall possession in the game, 56% to 44 to Villa. But in the first half, it was 68 to 32 in favor of City. And like I said, after that goal, some of the defensive errors started to be less for Aston Villa. I mean, for Manchester City. So the chances, didn't come as frequent after, a little bit of time in the first half. But every time Villa went forward, they did look dangerous. You have to say that. But I think City did control the midfield and just the tempo of the game in the first half, as evidenced by the ball possession. Even though, as I said, Aston Villa did way more with their 32%. They were much more dangerous, more through passes, more runs in behind, Duran getting off shots, getting into situations to score. A lot of chances in the first half for Villa. But then in the second half, it was interesting because Villa had more of the ball, 55 to 45, right? And the big chances, they didn't create as much big chances in the second half, even with the more possession. So I think, right, what is really wrong with City right now is when they lose the ball, they are no longer winning the ball back within 4 or 5 passes of the other team. They don't have that type of pressing structure or mentality as a team right now. I don't see it. They're not as hungry to win back the ball right away. So, even though Villa is the home team and Villa have a coach that likes the football and likes to possess the football as well, at no time in this Pep run, or very rarely in this Pep run, you're gonna see such a discrepancy from if they had this type of possession in the first half for it to be such a big change in the second. That just shows me like the team is not as energetic as it once was. And when he looks at his bench and he wants to change the game, he sees two wingers and Kyle Walker. That's who he decided to play. Now, De Bruyne is there, clearly not 100, because in a game like this, when it's clear that you're losing the midfield battle in that second half, to not bring on De Bruyne at any point, that needs to be examined as well. So, Pep, definitely questions to be asked of his decision making right now. Unai Emery, I think, pressed all the right buttons though in this game. Tielemans playing where he played. Onana and Kamara much more. Basically it was a mismatch in midfield. With who they had in their three and who City had in their three, from a physical standpoint. Onana and Gundo in a duel. Who you putting your money on there. Kamara and Kovacic maybe a more even battle, but I would think that either way, Kamara probably a little more comfortable as a number 6 than Kovacic is, so yeah, good game from Aston Villa. They did deserve the win, I thought. 2-1 victory in the end. Foden getting a somewhat of a consolation goal in the 93rd minute. Good from a City point of view. That's just good to see Foden score a goal in the Premier League. It's been a while since he had done that. So, maybe that's something they can take towards the future. But I think questions need to be asked of Vardy. We saw a few weeks ago, he was benched, basically due to just some bad performances. And, he put in another one today. We saw Ake on the bench. Guess he's not quite ready to be getting game time, but I guess he was just there as an emergency. But yeah, interesting that Stones came off at halftime. We don't know what the issue was there. I don't think he was playing so badly. I thought Vardy was definitely the worst of the lot, for sure. I agree with the stats here. And yeah, John Duran got the start, got the goal. Rogers was definitely the man of the match. What was interesting as well in this busy period of games, the manager thought so highly of how his team was playing. He only really made 2 subs, one in the 80th minute and one in the 90th minute. And, they had options on the bench. Leon Wissar was back on the bench. So that's another step for him to get back onto the pitch. I'm sure the coach would love to have him fit and ready to go, because you know how this Christmas period is with all these players and all these games, sorry. So yeah, all the options would be needed. But let's see, right now, when you look at this squad on paper, if they're all fit enough to play again, I don't think the coach will want to change it. So Leon might have to just buy his time right now, but we shall see. I think what Leon needs to make sure to do is be available for the manager. I think that's right now is the most important thing. So as long as that's the case, surely he's gonna want to have him find some type of form, because he's seen the player give him a lot before and he'd want to get that back. So let's see. But listen, 2-1 to Aston Villa. Good result. I think when I was looking at all the picks, it was pretty much, this game was split 50-50. So half of you got it, half of us didn't get it. Yeah. City bought up a lot of the young talent, then had no space for them in the team. Sancho, Palmer, Rogers, etc. Yep, absolutely. Stones and Akanji, please just don't get injured. Yeah, it's not the injured symbol, so I don't know. Ake made the bench small wins in life, I guess. Yeah. He was on the bench at least, just like Leon, small win. That's why I say that's the first step. He's actually named on a team sheet, on the bench. Didn't come on, but the games are quick right now. So Boxing Day, you might see him run out. All right, so That is the Aston Villa versus City. Next game, people. Now, this one, Brentford. So, this one is a crazy one, people, because all year, I think Brentford is the highest scoring team at home. I don't think they have not scored they hadn't before this game not scored a goal at home before. And in this one, I think because of the goalkeeping of Sells, some wayward finishing as well. I have to put that in there. And just good defending at times by Nottingham Forest. They were able to keep a clean sheet, something no team has done yet in their travels to play against Brentford. So interesting stuff that this game ended up 2-0 to Nottingham Forest. And, I asked in the description for the video, is Nottingham Forest the real deal? Are they really contenders to make it to Europe? Nuno always been known as a coach that is going to have his team defensively sound, right? And he's going to want to play on the counter-attack more often than not. But I do see a bit more or let me not go overboard. I mean, I don't think it's as bad as it was when he was at, say, Tottenham, which I know is a big part of the reason why he lost that job was, one, the results weren't great, but I think two, it's almost like they didn't feel like his philosophy suited the Tottenham way that they want to play, right? While I think Tottenham manager now needs a bit of pragmatism from Nuno just to balance the thing because he plays like a madman. But, Nuno, though, I've seen games this year where they're the favorites to win, and it looks like they want to play more football, and some of the teams he picks as well, he's not having an over-reliance on quote-unquote like physical players. Like he has a lot of technical players in his team. Elliot Anderson, Morgan Gibbs-White, Ola Aina is technical as well. Nico Williams, definitely technical. To Elanga, Hudson-Odoi, I don't think Elanga is the most technical, but he's decent. Very, very fast. Hudson-Odoi, technical, quick as well. And then Chris Wood is probably the most like a Nuno player in the attacking areas and midfield areas out of all of them. And all the other players, I think, for the most part, especially Morgan Gibbs-White, Elliot Anderson, that midfield duo right there, that's just technicality right there. Two of them. So I think with the mixture, I think he has a better balance right now between like defensive structure and attacking elements that you would need. And I think that's why Nottingham Forest is doing well. And also, I think in Milenkovic, the signing that they got to partner with Murillo, that's made a huge difference for them. Huge difference for them. Because I thought Murillo always had potential. I just felt like he needed a true, a proper partner back there with him. Because in the league, it's tough. Even if you're a great defender, if you don't have somebody beside you that is competent as well, and even maybe even better than you are at the same level, I don't think it quite works out to the maximum that it could. And I think his addition has helped a lot. And then Matt Sells has been playing really well in goal. So all those factors, I think that's why Nottingham Forest is where they are. They're difficult to break down if they're playing a team that's quote unquote better than them. And they do create enough chances in 90 minutes to at least stay in the game, and they're stingy in what they give away. So, they've had some bad results to Arsenal and to City, I think it was, but other than those two results lately, they have been really doing well. But this is how the stats looked in this one. 64% to Brentford, 36%. The expected goals, not very high. 0.9 for Forest, 0.72 for Brentford. Two big chances, Forest, one for Brentford. I don't know why I didn't do the stats for the last game, and I just realized that. Just did the attack. But yeah, smash the like button, people, if you haven't already. Thanks very much for doing so. And Merry Christmas to all those who celebrate that. Yes, but we'll be back, people. I think I'm going to do a Christmas Day show, actually, where we're going to talk about the preview of the Boxing Day fixtures. Yes, people. Yeah, man, the work don't end, It's Christmas period and a EPL me a cover, so, Christmas coming like Christmas I work too. But this ain't work though, people. Don't make nobody tell a lie. Sometimes I hear them people that talk about work, We don't know ourselves. We don't know ourselves. Jason, show all the players, including the injured players, so I know who injured. Oh, okay. This. Jaja. Yo, Brentford. All the team them were cussing. Look there. Ethan out. Sepp Vandenberg, Igor Thiago, Gustavo Nunes, Matthias Jensen, Da Silva, Aaron Nicky, Rico Henry. All long them brother out. Danilo out. Ibrahim Sangare out. Maria doubtful and Yates doubtful. Maria make it and Yates never make it. But Yates come on. Marino stop get game. And Boomer still get man of the match. So yeah, no Pinnock in this one, people. Had an issue from the last game. Remember we told you about that in the preview. So the coach did say it might have been a little bit close. He actually didn't say much. He just never really say. But yeah, Forest less of the ball, more big chances, more shots, more effective in their possession, I would say. Final third entries look like this. 72 entries to 46. So Brentford had more entries, more accurate passes, more of the game was played in Nottingham Forest half. But yeah, way more effective in their finishing. And like I said, good goalkeeping from Matt Sells was the story of this one as well. So 2-0 to Nottingham Forest. Ola Aina and Elanga. Aina taking a good finish there, composed finish for his goal, and Elanga after good defensive work, running in and slotting home to the right of keeper Flecken. So 2-0 to Forest. Very, very good result. I have to ask the question, are Forest for real? Do they realistically have a chance to be up there in the top 4 race when all is said and done? I think 4 might be a stretch, but I think potentially they could have eyes on that 6th place, just to get into that Conference League spot. But let's see, people. We'll have to wait and see. But that's a big result. I mean, we know Brentford had some injury issues on defense, but at the end of the day, they still had their attacking players and they were unable to get through the Nottingham Forest defense. And that is something that no other side who has played Brentford there has been able to do yet. So have to give them their credit. The next game, people, was pretty much a beatdown. Ipswich versus Newcastle. Ipswich maybe had one little spell in the first half that looked like they might have got something out of, but other than that, yeah, it was pretty much Newcastle for the most part. I mean, Ipswich had maybe one or two decent little chances to score a goal, but yeah, this was pretty much a mauling, people. Could have been more as well. 4-0 in the end. Isak with the hat trick. Murphy continues his good form with a goal and an assist. And Anthony Gordon and Bruno Guimaraes also had assists in this one. But 4-0 result. Ipswich going down there, as you see. A lot of orange red scores in the team of Ipswich. Omari with a 6.0, probably one of his lowest scores for the season. The goalkeeper as well making a crucial error. Harry Clark had an error as well. So yeah, not Nottingham Forest. Newcastle came in and got the job done. 4-0 to them. Isak continues his what you call it now, audition for the Arsenal team. That's basically what I'm gonna call it, people. I don't care if it's not reality. I don't care. Do you think Emery's patience is growing thin with Bailey? I think January will tell me that, because it's clear there's really no cover for him on that side. As Jaden is not around, don't see him. And it's basically him or Bailey over there. And if he's playing Matty Cash there, then I think he just wants Bailey to be available. Madman that or if you play high intensity football and a Liverpool in play, man, just fool. Yeah. Fool, man. This result is bad in every way you see it. Both bad for the table and bad for my predictions. Yeah, the Brentford game. I think big up Red Skull again. Was one of the few who said this one. Duke also said Forest would win. So yeah, it was really only like 2 people out of everybody that said Forest was going to win that last game. Ipswich defending is terrible. I don't see them surviving in the EPL. Omar Hutchinson is very average at best. Wow. Yeah, Omari had a tough game, but I mean, so the entire team pretty much did. Morrissey, I think, did all right, but most of everybody else, Isak with that trick, brother. So yeah, Newcastle did their thing in this one. Lewis Hall proving to be a really good left back, to be honest. Play some good ball. I know it was Ipswich, but he's good, man. He's a good player. Dan Burn and Shar played well. Bruno bossing it in the middle. Murphy, as I said, on form. Definitely playing really well. I mean, Harvey Barnes would have thought when you look at this squad, he'd be starting, but I mean, Eddie Howe just doing the right thing. Murphy is playing very good. Can't bench him right now. And to be fair to Harvey Barnes, when he usually come off the bench, he make an impact. So, it's working out well for that situation right now. Let me show Red Skull the injured ball at them, which is important. So I'm glad they asked me to do that still. Delap and Joe Linton, I didn't even catch that they were suspended before this game. So I know I was saying that I would start the same midfield again if I was Newcastle. Joe Willock came in for Joe Linton. Didn't really have the best game. Came off. I thought Longstaff actually played a little better than him in the game when he came on for him. Yeah, but Eddie Howe having this team kind of playing pretty well going into this Christmas period. So let's see if the goal scoring continues. They have been bagging a lot of goals. They did play basically two relegation threatened teams this season and 2 teams that came up from the championship, Leicester and Ipswich back to back. So let's see how they do when they face a more formidable opponent, but you can only play who is in front of you. So we're not going to discredit it at all. Let's just take a look at the overall stats real quick. Newcastle slight edge in possession, 58-42. They made 6 big chances in the game. Only 1 fell to Ipswich. The entries I'm going to just show you real quick. So the entry is not that far apart, 55-54. Basically, this game here was an interesting one because, Newcastle just were able to, in their moments of transition, just you could see the difference in quality, the movement of the ball, the timing of the pass, the weight on the pass, the first touch of the player receiving the pass. These were little things that you could just notice. The 2 teams were not quite at the same level. And Newcastle played really well in transition on the day. And pretty much every time they had a good transition or a decent transition opportunity, it turned into a big chance. And that's why they had 6 big chances in the game. So, well-deserved win by Newcastle. Still have a list of people out. See the starting keeper, Sven Botman's been out for a while. Callum Wilson had come back for a while, got injured again. So that's their list of players out. But I think Newcastle, though, I think again the key for me is just seeing them play a team that's not in the relegation zone and see what happens with that. Next game we're going to talk about, people, is the West Ham and Brighton game. So this game right here ended 1-1. Goals in the 50s, 51st minute, Mats Vifa after a set piece situation. And then Mohamed Kudus getting the equalizer after a Jared Bowen strike was saved. Only could be parried by Verbruggen right into the path of Kudus, who had a good header to make it 1-1. Even though the game was hosted by West Ham, I thought that in that second half when it went to 1-1, Brighton looked the more likely team to score a goal after that. But in the end, they just kind of huffed and puffed and they could never really get it over the line. But Brighton, I think, will look back at some of these last games and really rule where they are right now. A couple of weeks ago, if you notice on my thumbnail for the review show, I always put up basically the top 6 teams in the table, a picture from one of those teams and their games or whatever. And Brighton was consistently in that, I would say, for a good 3-4 match weeks, maybe 5. And then, the drop-offs that kind of started for them where they weren't getting good results. They had that really bad result against Crystal Palace 3-1 at home last week. Really knocked them down in the table. And then today now, or not today, but Saturday, facing Brighton at home, or facing West Ham away from home, sorry. I just think they didn't quite have that killer mentality in front of goal. It was almost like at times they wanted to score the perfect goal. Not enough chances. Just take a shot, or you never know what might happen. They had 12 shots, but I think they could have easily had 20 at the amount of times they had the ball like around the opponent's box and things of that nature. They created 4 big chances on the day. So enough to probably get at least 2 goals on the board. 2 big chances fell to West Ham, but West Ham, so interestingly, had the higher expected goals in this one. So that's just interesting there. Brighton had a few more shots on target than them. Let's see. 3 big chances missed by Brighton. That was the big thing. That was the big thing right there. Yeah, Ferguson should have buried that across the box. I could have scored that, but that was a good save. '56. Brighton had more entries. Yeah. Big up, Conrad. What going, bro? Blessings, Hope all is well for the Christmas season, bro. Nigel Garden, up full. Up full, up full, up full. John O'Mikhail, big up. Speedy recovery, boss. So a lot of players almost back for Brighton. Hinselwood is a player that was doing well for them before he got injured. So maybe that's a part of a missing piece there. I still feel like this guy, Igor Julio, should play. Lewis Dunk. I think Van Heck has been kind of up and down lately, so maybe a tryout. I just feel like Julio fair play. I don't know. And then Cesar been benching, but every time him forward since the last couple of times I see him look dangerous again. So I think it's time to go ahead and drop him in there. I don't necessarily have to play and Welbeck out too, who was playing really well for them. So maybe that's a part of why you have seen this dip. I think West Ham, he finally gave Fulkrug a start. That he didn't really look the part in this game at all. Just wasn't really playing that well. Bowen moved to the central area once he brought on Somerville after 57 minutes. And I thought West Ham looked a little better after that. But, Brighton, I think, did still control the tempo of the game for the most part in the second half. So, I think 1-1 is probably a fair result for the game, to be honest. I don't think either team really, you could say, yes, they deserved it a little more. I think Brighton definitely asked more questions of West Ham, but I don't want to say that it was like just set in stone. I will say though, Evan Ferguson had, to me, the best chance of the game and spurned it. Not really a confident player. It's funny, we're talking about a player like John Duran earlier, and Evan Ferguson did have like one stretch like that where, he had a bunch of goals in a whatever amount of games, and he was being rumored to go here and there, and Arsenal should get him, and this club should get him, and look at him now. I know he's had some injuries and everything, but right now he doesn't look like the same player at all. So sometimes sometimes you have to take a chance on some of these players, and we as fans just beat the people them that get the players when it don't work out. But for hopefully, if you're somebody that does that, for everyone that don't work, you can show 3 more that did, or you have at least you're getting more good than the ones that don't work. Hopefully you can say that if that's what you do. But we as fans, we're going to beat you. So fans and analysts and whatever we are, yeah, man. You'll get beaten, so take a beating. 1-1, West Ham and Brighton. This game almost had perfect, but I said Desmond, that they would get more than one. But I saw a draw on the cards for this one, and so did a lot of people actually. So I have to give credit to the people. This was a game that never really messed up the people. Neither was Newcastle. Most people, apart from our donkeys, they didn't go the right way a few of these times, All right, so that's the West Ham Brighton game, people. So let's move along now to the last game of Saturday, which was Palace versus Arsenal. So this game ended 5-1, people. 5-1 to the Gunners. Yes. Let me say it again. 5-1. And I think the big story, people, from this game, for me at least, was, Jesus continuing his form from the Carabao Cup hat-trick on Wednesday. Same opponent, just a different venue, this time at Selhurst Park, and he was able to get 2 goals very quickly in this game, actually. The 6th minute and the 15th minute, Gabriel Jesus had 2 goals. In between those 2 goals, though, Ismail Assar got loose on the left-hand side, the inside left channel, and I thought it was just poor closing down, really, from Saliba. I remember somebody had asked me about Saliba the other day, and they were asking me, like, what do I think his weaknesses are? Because the way how they put it was like, I know he's great and everything, but surely he has something that he needs to work on. And I said, yeah, I think he does. I think it's and I hate to bring somebody else into it, but I think at times, and Van Dijk doesn't do this every time, but at times I think the only thing that Van Dijk doesn't do, or one of the only things Van Dijk does while he's playing that I don't like, and remember, I know he plays for Liverpool, but I'm also a Netherlands fan too, so I really like Virgil van Dijk as a player. But the only thing that I would, if I was going to critique him, what I would say is sometimes when a player is running like towards him and they're approaching his 18-yard box, right? He has a tendency to just, always want to just play the angles and not truly like just try to engage the player and try to really stop the player. And a lot of times, I'll give him the credit that he does block it. But on the occasion when he doesn't quite get the angles right and doesn't block every space for the shot, it just looks like he just jack it all the way back, all on top of it, on top of his keeper. And that's kind of what Saliba did on the goal that Sarr scored. Um, I know Saliba is probably respecting the pace of Sarr at the same time, but I know Saliba will look back at that and say, okay, at some point I had to force Sarr to make a decision, because he really didn't. He just dribbled straight and Saliba just backed up the whole time. So yeah. So I think that was an issue there. And then I think Saliba had another moment in the first half where he just kind of got caught on the ball. Something you don't really see from Saliba, just a loose touch. He tried to drag the ball back and kind of miscontrol what he was gonna do. And the player took it from him. Sarr gave it to Mateta, but Mateta couldn't finish. I thought it was a really good save by Raya, actually. And I had about one or two other times like that in the first half where Raya had to come up with a save. And then after Jesus got his second to make it 2-1, Kai Havertz added the third after Jesus attempted a hat-trick, hit the post, came back out to Havertz, who was playing in midfield in this one, to make it 3-1 going into halftime. But when the second half started, Arsenal, I think, thought the game might have been over, because it was all Palace at the beginning of the second half. They, had a big chance. I think it was like a double header. Mateta headed, and then Sarr did a diving head at the back post. Somehow Raya saved that one. Then Mateta took a shot from range that had a lot of swerving movement, and Raya could only save it. It bounced up to Sarr, and then Raya it was kind of similar to when he saved the penalty and then got up and saved the thing after that. But it wasn't as like incredible as that. But it was still a very good double save on that play. But I think after that actual double save, Arsenal kind of like basically woke up a little bit, so to speak. And how could I forget, people? The big news out of this game from the first half, obviously, if you're a rival fan or a Arsenal fan, whatever, Saka, who I think started the game pretty well actually on the right, whipped in a cross that basically created the first goal. And also whipped in the corner that led to, no, actually that corner wasn't from that side. No, never mind. But yeah, he was doing well on that right side to start the game. Tried to duplicate what he did earlier with a right foot cross, and immediately grabbed his hamstring, went down, wasn't able to continue. So Trossard had to come on for him in the 24th minute. Martinelli went over to the right. Trossard played on the left. I thought Martinelli actually played better on that right-hand side, to be honest. Looked comfortable over there. So let's see if that's something that we'll see moving forward, because it doesn't look like Saka will be back anytime soon, to be honest. We saw footage of him leaving the stadium as well, not walking on his own, having some walking device with him as well. So yeah, it wasn't looking good, people. But I think this double change in the 58th minute definitely just kind of killed off anything Crystal Palace was thinking of doing. And once that happened, pretty much instantaneously we scored again. Declan Rice was involved in that goal as well, and so was Calafiori. So the two subs immediately just linking up on that left-hand side, which was interesting. Miles Lewis Kelly, I thought played well. Timber, I thought played decent as well. But Gabriel, to me, was the best defender. I think SofaScore has it right here. I thought Partey had a really good game too in midfield. I think he was a little bit asleep on their goal, though, to be honest. Just I don't think he was aware enough in that transition moment, but I'm sure he'll look at the film of that and they will analyze how they got scored on for that goal, and he will, I'm sure he'll realize his error. Odegaard, I thought, had flashes of brilliance, but I still think he's not quite, fully that Odegaard, but hopefully he can play his way into form over this Christmas period. Does look to be gaining fitness, though. I think it was a much longer sustained, running overall from him in this game. Didn't come off in this one either. Had been coming off a lot in previous games. Second half, though, as I said, those two subs came in. I thought the game changed. Crystal Palace couldn't really get back a grip of the game in that second half like they could in the start of the second half. And Arsenal finished the game stronger and were able to add a fifth goal from Declan Rice, who I thought was really good in his role after 58 minutes off the bench. Did his thing in this game, looking more like the last season version of Rice in this game. That drive from midfield was definitely showing, and we know he can't advance the ball with the passes, but he can drive forward. So hopefully he just advance the ball that way. I don't mind that. Just advance the ball somehow. I don't care how you do it. But yeah, we heard also Arteta in the press conference saying, he kind of sees a future where one area could potentially play the 9. And sure enough, in this game, he subbed off Jesus and brought on one area to play the 9, false 9, of course. So yeah, Arteta, the mad scientist, at it again. Yeah. But yeah, Crystal Palace, I thought Mateta and Sarr were threats for sure. Was a bit surprised actually. Well, no, not really. He played a lot of the game. But yeah, I thought Mateta and Sarr did well, did the thing. They were threats. But I thought Arsenal too much in the midfield, Partey, Odegaard, Havertz, Timber joining in, Skelly joining in as well, inverting. It was just too much for the Crystal Palace midfield to handle. And once Arsenal kind of got the rhythm of the game after those patchy moments in the first half, they were able to really turn the screw on Crystal Palace after that first little part of the second half. That pretty much that 58-minute double substitution kind of killed off everything that Crystal Palace was doing. Rice just solidified that left side, and Calafiori did the same defensively, and definitely had another level of drive down that left side as soon as they came on. So, get beat for the in-game management a lot. I thought his subs were on point in this one. I thought bringing on Trossard in the 24th minute and not putting him down the right, putting Martinelli down the right, that proved to be a good move because Martinelli looked to have a different freedom on that right side, simplified it for him, drop the shoulder, get past him, cross it. That's pretty much what caused the third goal. He crossed it onto Jesus' head for the header that hit the post. So, yeah, maybe that's something that we can use to unlock Martinelli in this little time that what it looks like is going to be a little bit of time out for Saka. We just hope and pray that it's not a high-level hamstring issue. But, yeah, that's it, people. 5-1 to the Gunners, 5-1. We love it. Them thing they will like to see, yeah. So moving into Sunday now, people, this morning, they laughed at us, 2 weeks ago. Now, I know. Before the start talk, we drew with them at home. They drew at home. They drew away from home with Everton today. I get it, right? But as Red Skull, I think did say earlier, surely around. Look at the expected goals with all that possession difference. 1.17 to 1.03. So the two side them could have scored one goal. Maybe two. One more big chance for Chelsea, but they did create two big chances. Everton with their little bit of ball possession. Both keepers made the same amount of saves. So it's not like Pickford was just overworked. No, nothing like that. More shots on target by 1. Two side them miss all the big chance them. Obviously. 64 to 42. So more entries for Chelsea, but not a huge gap. 22 more though. So a good distance. Both keepers prevented goals. So Yeah, it was a defensive stalemate, you know. And if I'm an Everton fan, I'm wondering like, am I ever gonna see my team score goals? The craziest thing, you know, I think Everton play what 16 games, right? Them score 14 goal, and in one of those games, a 4 goal them score. So in all honesty, them play 15 game and score 10 goal. I remember one game them score 4-9. Crazy. Who like to point finger? Saliba. Oh yeah. When him a defend, Saliba witnesses closing down and defender. Yeah, and attackers. Yeah. Christmas is near. Jesus scoring goals, hat trick, and then brace. Yeah, man. Jesus has risen. You know. Raya reflex is sharp. Yeah, very sharp. Prayers for the star boy. That's all we can do. Pray. Bless up one go on. Yeah, man. Big up yourself every time, brother. Yeah, man. Bless up the crowd as well. One always a bless up the people. Whether it's Christmas time or not, you know. Rice should stay in the 6. Down. Don't really know why Arteta love playing in the 8. Well, Red Skull, probably because of how he playing that game in the 8. Can add something to that left side when him do what him do in that game, in that 8 position. Man should just buy 8 and next 6. Okay. So yeah, I said just buy a next 8. Well, Marino was supposed to be a next 8, but you know, I wish him never get injured at the beginning, star. So him could have just did it from the beginning, and you know, we played decent. I thought some of our defending was poor at times though. Yeah, look, it was I think at times we were just doing foolishness like building out. They definitely like did their homework in terms of how we wanted to play out. And I think as people always I say, Arteta can't game manage. I thought in the second half, I don't know why he waited until the 58th minute, but in the second half, when he made that tweak, Calafiori, Rice on that left side, you could see a marked difference in how easily we were able to just break down whatever pressing they were doing. But yeah, at times we did defend poorly. We definitely made Raya work too much. Everton has been average from the Mari Gray days, true. But they somehow they stay up every year. The must come. They say City is where goals are given. Boza was linked to Everton. Maybe they should get him in January to score some goals. Well, I'll tell you what, they don't really have a striker that I would say is not worth benching. I mean, bro, I couldn't play today, came on loan. I guess him is the next one to try out. I thought Better might have a use, but upon further reviews, don't think he's quite good enough, you know. Definitely a physical, you know, but him just nah. And Calvert Lewin, he's just still living off of that couple of seasons he had, maybe what 3-4 seasons ago. He's never hit the heights again after he got injured. So yeah, I mean, if I'm a striker out there and I want to play in the Prem, yeah, you're in a relegation battle and whatever. But if you're forward and you train well, you must get game, guys. None of these strikers they have are really like, you know, worth not giving another person a shot. Dwight McNeil needs to forward though, because if them score 14 goal, I bet him involved in about 10 of them. In so whether him score it or him assist it. Or him play the key pass what cause it. But yeah, Chelsea and basically I thought the first half Chelsea dominated. Chelsea could have been up 2-3-0 first half. Easy. Nico Jackson just never want to score today. Yeah, 3 big chances all in the first half for Chelsea. And like I said, this game reminded me of the Arsenal versus Everton. I know Red Skull said no because Everton could have scored another game. Them get 2 big chances in the second half. Didn't score in either of them, but they did have chances in the second half. But I thought it was just Chelsea in the end just running out of ideas in that second half, and for once, a player like Cole Palmer just having a human game. It wasn't poor from Cole Palmer, but it wasn't like the level, that 3, 4, 5 moments of just wow, how did he do that? You didn't really get that in this game. Jackson, as I said, I think he missed at least 2 of these big chances. Yeah, it was 2 of them. Hit the woodwork inexplicably from like inside the 6-yard box on a cross. Don't know how him never scored that there. But yeah, just wasn't their day to score, and credit always have to be given to the defenses as well. That Mikalenko played really well, as evidenced by his rating and everything. But I think the whole backline did well. Ashley Young got a yellow card, so he was subbed off, I think, smartly by Sean Dyche in the 73rd minute, just to get some fresh legs out there. But to be honest, Sancho got a 7.3, but I mean, I think he should have done more, caused more problems with Ashley Young. But, the other day, he played Martinelli. They were beating him. Sancho played him today. And, yeah, just not, he did try to take him on. So you can't take that away from him. And he successfully beat him 6 times. But, it was what happened after that. That was the issue with Sancho this entire game. So he racked up the stats dribbling wise, but what was the end product? It was really lacking. Same with Cole Palmer, definitely had his little flashes in midfield of keeping possession, retaining possession nicely, but everything broke down for Cole in that final third. In this one, brought on Nkunku and Madueke actually pretty late. Was interesting to me that he stayed with the starting lineup so long. Chelsea was really in control of the territory on the pitch, but the better chances did fall to Everton in that second half, especially. But in the end, Chelsea, got a point away from home. In the Premier League, that's always tough to do. But yeah, they were able to pull it off in this one, 0-0. Not the result Chelsea fans would have wanted. They were only going into this weekend, they were 2 points off of Manchester City. I mean, off of Liverpool, sorry. So yeah, they were sitting in a very nice position to, basically take the lead, if even for a couple of hours in the Premier League. They dropped the ball there, ended up with just a point, similar to Arsenal last week in the Premier League. So that's how that one went, Everton, Chelsea. So my morning started off well this morning. One of the teams I wanted to drop some points, dropped points. So that was good. The other game that happened was Fulham and Southampton. That was also at the same time. There's a bunch of games at the same time this morning. I think it was 4 games. Fulham, Southampton ended 0-0. Really not much to talk about so much in this game other than Fulham getting chances and not finishing them. Southampton really didn't have much of this game, to be honest. They didn't create a big chance. They did take a few shots though, but only one on target. I think that was Armstrong got that one. But yeah, I think Fulham will look back and say, boy, we definitely should have won this game. But I think in the end, Southampton did well. They were a little more organized than they had been recently. Didn't see as much of the chance taken in terms of the build out. So that's something that helped them out as well. They had been contributing to a lot of chances for the other team just due to errors, playing their own football. They kind of cut that out in this one, so that was a positive for them. And their manager was looking on in the stands, so I'm sure he would have been given instructions and everything. So yeah, not a bad result as far as for Southampton. Definitely a big point for them in terms of just getting something on the board. They haven't been able to do that at all lately, so that's positive for them. And For Fulham, as I said, not really the best result going into this. They were definitely wanted to get all 3 points, but it wasn't meant to be. And yeah, I think Harry Wilson had a really good chance in the second half. Was tipped over well by the goalkeeper, Ramsdale, making his return. Definitely making his presence felt as well. Keeping a clean sheet against this Fulham team. So that was that for that game. Thank you, Bassi, for the clean sheet. Picked you up in one of my leagues. Proved to be good business. Now, this game, people, first game in charge for Vitor Pereira going up against Ruud van Nistelrooy. Also, relatively new to his job at Leicester. This one went really bad for Mr. Van Nistelrooy. It was 3-0 to Wolves. I think Leicester really didn't start playing football until the second half, and by then they were 3-0 down, so there wasn't much they could do. Mateus Cunha did his thing again in this one. Jose Sa played well, was under a bit of action in that second half especially, but definitely did his part in goal for them. Probably one of the better games I would say defensively I've seen Wolves play. I didn't see any mistakes. I didn't see any just errors or anything like that. So that's a positive for them. And yeah, basically a great performance. Probably best result of the season so far for Wolves. This 3-0 victory. And I think they'll be especially happy with keeping a clean sheet. I mean, that's been something that they definitely haven't been able to do so far this year with any kind of. I don't want to say they haven't done it this year, but it's pretty close. It might be their second if they had one before. So not many clean sheets to really talk about from Wolves' perspective. And Leicester, that's 2 on the bounce now. I think they lost 4-0 last week, 3-0 this week. Not good signs, for Ruud van Nistelrooy, who came in after a very decent interim spell at Manchester United. So they would have thought maybe they can get this new manager bounce, but I guess the manager bouncing ball is deflated or something, because nothing is really happening right now for Ruud. So 3-0 to Wolves. I said they maybe have been a bit unlucky so far this season many times in these shows. And maybe this was a day where, they were the ones getting a bit of luck, and, the ball would bounce their way more often than not. So the game has a way of balancing itself out, and maybe, this result is a part of that, because I think they could have easily had, 14 points or so. But right now, I think they're on like maybe 12 or something like that. So maybe, no, I could have probably had like 15, 16 points, I would say. Maybe even 17. But yeah, Wolves got it done. Leicester, worrying times for them, I think, because just there's no consistency really. They've changed the manager. The manager doesn't seem to have gotten the best out of the team just yet. So it's an interesting one. We'll see how this one plays out. I do think they really are gonna be struggling if they can't get Hermanson back in the goal. I don't think Danny Ward is still quite, I don't think he was ever that great, but I think it's definitely not the best situation for him right now. But Hermanson wasn't even fit enough. Obviously, if he's on the bench, he's probably gonna play. So Hermanson not quite there yet. Hopefully, his status can change for Leicester's sake, because I don't think Danny Ward is trustworthy back there in the goal. So yeah, it's gonna be rough. I think Broja has ability. He has the potential to become a good striker. Cameroon is decent in the air, decent at holding up the ball, but awful in front of goal. One career purple patch. Yeah, he's still living off of it too. Yeah. Yeah, Broja has ability, but he's lacking one of the most important ones: availability. Let them forget about them laugh after Arsenal. If Liverpool don't win the league, I don't know, because Arsenal and Chelsea as your rivals, bro. No excuses if they don't win. Yo, Chile still find a way to throw some jabs. I respect it, Chile. I respect it. Even when you're shame, no worry, man. Fulham beat Chelsea Boxing Week. All right. If Red Skull say Allah, Raul Jimenez still doing well in EPL at 33. Remember, he was a single-digit striker in Portugal and improved when he moved to Wolves. That is very true. We say Rude V next. Forget sack. We are trying to tell the man to play Bobby Reed, him no one listening, him I play all these other people, Certain Wolves players are a disgrace. They weren't trying. If you don't like the coach, still give your all for your own self, your fans and your team. I mean, I've been sulking and refusing to work hard. A few sulkers in that Wolves team, no character. Yeah, and I agree with Unun, because when you watch that game today, it was a next. I never see that type of effort out of them yet. In terms of how they were defending as a unit, not leaving players out to just be on an island anywhere. Like, they were really working for each other, bro. At one point, it made me wonder if Leicester want to fire Rude. Because me see Wolves are just a pass around the ball, and alone Ole here. And the people them from Leicester just a boo. One at a time them Cunha get a ball in the center circle, brother, and him just stand up for like a good little while, like 10 feet, like 10 seconds. And him just stand up on the ball, I stand up, like literally have him foot on the ball. And him just stand there. And I'm like, damn. Which one was? Foxes should have given Rude a caretaker. Yo, remember when I said that, the minute him take off the caretaker, the interim, a problem. Blessing gigs, what go on? Yeah, man, we're there. We're there, do the review show, But trust me, 3-0 to Wolves, people. And Leicester, I mean, they created one big chance on the day, but Wolves really and truly deserve the win. Geddes with a good goal. Poor defending from Justin, just basically letting the player running in. I think it was Gomez, Rodrigo. And yeah, it just was not the best. And then Cunha getting his customary goal, him have to score a goal. Good interplay with Geddes down the right hand side. And again, Danny Ward, just not the cleanness of handling on the shot. Ricocheted after the post after a save attempt. So 3-0 to Wolves. Kept a clean sheet. Agreed 1-1 though. If the player them not love the manager, who cares? Like, play for yourself, play for pride. At least give the effort still, But yeah, clearly this manager got a different tune out of the players, and I guess the key is to see, is this something that is legit, or is this just a case of you're playing Leicester when they are definitely out of sorts right now? So I don't know, but the future will let us know, people. I do think that Wolves have definitely more talent than, not talent, but they could have easily had more points than what they had, and maybe that percentage difference of effort that they weren't getting because maybe the old manager's methods just weren't really meshing with the team, or whatever the case was, that made some difference. So let's see moving forward if that changes. You know what I mean? All right, so that is the Leicester versus Wolves game. Now, next we will be heading to Old Trafford, people. So if you are a Manchester United fan, I hope that you are seated or, away from any ledges or windows. All right, because we're going to talk about your game today. Now, yeah, a lot of them Wolves players have no shame. As soon as they went 1-0 down, poor body language, sulking, lack of effort. No time for negativity, only time for focusing energy and turning it around. Yeah, that is true. And as I said, those are the little small details that can, turn games. All right, so this is the last fixture that was at that same time slot in the morning. So I was actually flipping between. Well, I had Chelsea and Everton on the big screen, and then I had Leicester and Wolves playing on something, and Man United, Bournemouth playing on something. So I had like 3 devices going trying to watch the games. But trust me, this game right here, interesting, because they lost 3-0, people. So can't go around the result. Can't go around the result. But there were a lot of chances and half chances for United in this game. And I just feel like the timing of the goals by Bournemouth was really the killers, because they went down 2-0. And then, that they just never really fully recovered after getting that second goal scored on them. And the next attack by Bournemouth, they're down 3-0. And I think all around that in that second half, those 2 goals, Manchester United was actually the better team. I think in the first half, it was a bit more even. Maybe I'd give the slight edge to Bournemouth in the first half, but they even had some opportunities, did Manchester United, in that first half as well. So this is actually how the game played out. 3-0 to Bournemouth, as I said. Goals from Dean Houston, the central defender, of a set piece by Ryan Christie. Brilliant header, actually. Like a flicked header to the far post. Clivert then taken down by Mazraoui, converts the penalty. And then Semenyo, fantasy, got the third goal after a cutback by Dango Atara after good work down the left between him and Milos Kerkez. So, yeah, 3-0. They were more clinical on the day. Somehow, all the chances looked like they were falling to either Ahmad or Bruno in the whole game. Don't remember a chance falling to Xerxes or Hoyland, even though they were playing striker. But yeah, Bruno had a lot of shooting opportunities on cutbacks and top of the box and, all different types of areas. Same with Ahmad. Had one right across the box that was like lined up perfectly for his left foot. Just didn't put it on target. So yeah, but I think those were the 2 danger players for United, attacking wise, Fernandez and Diallo. And I think Bournemouth definitely got good wing play in this game. I thought Christian Adams did really well in midfield. That was a good battle between Menu, Ugarte, Adams, Christie, Bruno, Diallo, all those players in that like kind of central area. Very, very good battle there. But I think in terms of just, the way both teams played in the end, Kepa had a very, very good day. Can't go around that. A lot of opportunities for United, as I said, but Kepa definitely, did his thing in this one. And overall, the defending was good from their side of things. Man United had a high expected goals, 2.28 to only 1.63. They had 2 more big chances created. So this game could have gone differently. And I know Man United fans wouldn't want to hear that, because they're saying we got 3-0. But yeah, it wasn't all bad in terms of like how the game was played. They had a decent amount of possession, 60-40 in their favor. They had a couple more shots on target. Let's see how the entries looked. And they had, like I said, they had 4 big chances. They missed all of them. 2 big chances fell to Bournemouth. They scored both of them. And they got a third goal, from what was couldn't have been really a big chance. He had to do a lot with that header. So, yeah, 3-0 in the end. But you see, big discrepancy in touches in the area in favor of United. Most of the game played in, basically the middle third and the defensive third of Bournemouth in the game. Final third entries, Manchester United had 6 more, and they still lost 3-0. So yeah, you have to put your chances away, and if you can't do that, 1.45 goals prevented as a stat is huge for a goalkeeper. On the flip side now, Onana is in the negative, so that is it. 7 saves made. That should tell you. And I think at least 4 or 5 of them was like big saves. They only give him credit for 1, but I don't care. I'm gonna give him more than that. At least 3 of them. At least 3 of them. yeah, so Kepa Arrizabalaga doing his thing. Obviously on loan from Chelsea. But, I think for him, this is also an audition because, he'd be wanting to go somewhere like to a bigger club, still kind of young, having a decent season so far for Bournemouth. So, who knows? Maybe they'll want to make it permanent. Iraola is from the same type of place as him. Maybe that connection can keep him there. But, yeah, he's playing well so far this season for them. And they also stay in that top 6, so they stay on the cover of the Jason Gooner TV show. But people, is it crisis or should people just relax as far as Manchester United? I'm showing you the data, people. They lost 3-0. We can't go around that. But they had more expected goals. They created more chances. They had more of the ball. Is it really doom and gloom, or should people just realize that right now, this is probably what you're going to get out of United? Some good, some bad. Maybe not the best results, but it's a more defined playing style for sure. And is that really the goal right now? Just define the playing style and master it. RIP to all the hopes and dreams United fans had after last week. Well, people love to beat what him name, 433 presser, but I have to be honest. When United did beat City, the man said, "Yo, I'm not impressed because these players will turn around and lose next week." And they got 3-0 again from Bournemouth, brother. This just happened last year, miss a few streams. We've just been very busy. Yeah, man. Me know, if one have the time, you know, for worry gigs. Him there every time. Bless up, Float. What go on? Yeah, man. Float, you had quite a few this week. Spot on, bro. Yeah, man. Me soon reach the end of the game, them. So me soon reveal the winner for the week. So if you can stick around, Float. Figured it's something like that, and it never got overdose on. And not you got overdose on cocoa juice. Nah, man, I couldn't that. They choose enough to win because me they feel like them lose the match. I'm very much stress. Yeah, so this game was one that messed up a lot of people. Big up to Biggs G. Big up to Float Management. Big up to Coach Edwards as well. So just them three did say that. Even me, well, no, me did say draw. But yeah, me never give Bournemouth the win. Is it that any team can get a win this season, or some teams you just don't know what to expect? Well, I think it's a bit of both, Gigs, because I do think that, like, when you look at the 20 teams, I would say there's a higher number of teams that on any given day can beat any team than in previous seasons. I think, like, there's more good players on, like, these 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, those type of teams than in the past, I think, right? Better recruiting, just better players overall to go around. And also maybe it's a thing where, like, the best players, it isn't that huge gap to those that are, like, really good. It's just a bunch of really good players. Maybe there aren't that many bests and greats in today's EPL than maybe one time. There's the few, but I don't think it's that many. I feel so dumb, bro. I knew United was going to lose. I mean, I predicted this and still predicted a draw. Yeah, no, I just thought that at Old Trafford it wasn't going to be like, but I don't know, boy. Damn. Possession is for shatters. It's important, but you have to defend properly and use the possession effectively, or it counts for nothing. That is a fact. You want to be alarmed, or I want to call it crisis. Amorim won't be the coach come next Christmas. Yeah, it's an interesting one, because I think Amorim is very truthful, when he speaks, And I wonder how the hierarchy going to take it, because, yeah, I think he's going to tell the truth, It's too early to be a crisis. I don't know how good their coach is, but most of their players don't suit the coach's system, in my opinion. They need players, but I'm not a fan of the coach's system anyway. Yeah, well, look, he does have quite a specific way of playing. So if you don't have the pieces that can fit that specificity, then you're gonna have problems. I think right now he's just trying to make it work with what he has, but yeah, it's gonna be tough. And with a fan base that's very, very quick to get onto the coach, and a overall way of listen, this is how we need to be doing things. We need to be winning things right away. We need to, it's a big deal. You have to win, you have to win, you have to win, you have to win. So with all that, right? Basically, it's like that pressure might get to him, and it might get to the people that make the decisions, because if the fan base is all on top of him for results and everything, them not buying. Most of the fan base not buying. It takes time to get the systems in place and get the right players, and do they have time for a project? Because clearly the squad overhaul is going to take I would say 3 to 4 windows. So that's 2 years right there. Is that something that Man U is willing to do? I don't know. Give him some time and money, then look at where they are. The coach will not adapt to suit the players, so I have to back him and get the right ones of the system before casting judgment. Yeah. Just don't know if they have time for that, because it's been a little while now they've been trying to, big up, Float. Big up, big up. You're doing some dumb things though. Yeah. Yeah. At least you have an excuse, but I can't explain my decisions for my pretty. Chile still I try work it out in their brain. No, he didn't sign not one person. Not one. And DJ Gigs made sure to address that question to me. United cycle, hire coach by players, coach loses games, coach gets sacked, new coach comes in and have to do a job with what he has. Yeah, that's basically what's been happening. They've been so bad for so long that maybe they'll be more patient than they were. I think they should. Because look, the way football is right now, it's like the coach them will have them system and sort it out. And them coach they do it, Yeah, man. Them coach they do it, man. Like the only coach that's really successful right now that I don't think is so much about his system. He's more so the kind of coach that will just make a system for the players is Carlo Ancelotti. All the rest of them say, "Oh, play that way. I need ball to play that way." Simple. Ancelotti just say, "Oh, buy whichever star you want buy. I'm gonna try to set up a system feed." But that's rare. So little coaches do that. They've been so bad, yeah. I asked because you might have a better idea. I wasn't trying anything. No. I know it's not like you. No. I never mean it that way, Geeks. What I mean is well, all right. So well, maybe you weren't trying anything, but I thought maybe it was because Liverpool is doing so well, and it's kind of like a job, because basically everybody always using an excuse. Manager need this, manager need that. But I think, Gigs, the difference, with the Liverpool manager, honestly, is that if you look at Liverpool's squad, it's clearly a squad that was built to win a title, right? They were the direct rivals to City for this whole run of game time. And if you notice, last year they made some adjustments to the midfield, got some of the older players out of there. So you could see that, for whatever reason, it just never work out with Klopp last year all the way, but they had stretches where they were leading the Premier League last season. So it's not like he got some bum team, and Manchester United, based on their results, have been a bum team. Exactly. Him get a team ready make for him. So the smartest thing to do would be, let me see how they do under my tutelage, because I know they can win. They've been set up to win. Exactly. Him don't have no system. The man just put out a formation, and I think him kind of have principles for all the players. But yeah, it's not like we must play this way. Oh yeah, Chiesa. Chiesa. He did sign one player. That is right. You're so right. Forgot about Chiesa, because he barely a play. He played in the Carabao Cup the other day, though. He nearly scored too. Where say Ancelotti, you can't even have no conversation about the man. So yeah, so Manchester United went down 3-0. I don't think it's time to panic. Honestly, they have a lot of issues right now. The coach is just playing players, trying to see what they can do from what they can't do. I thought Ericsson looked good in midfield last week. Him never get no game. Um, Casemiro been kind of okay under this manager, but him never get no game. Um, Menu, I think Huarte has been decent pretty much the whole time this manager has been there. Obviously, Diallo been great. Bruno, I think he was unlucky a little bit for some of the chances he had. Other times he was just wasteful. Diallo was wasteful a few times for rarely for him this season. Been very clinical in front of goal, but not this time around. And Garnacho was his usual threat, but just not quite getting it done in the final moment. So, um, yeah, another interesting one. Rashford just listed as out. Not a red cross, so not injured, but just out again. So I guess he didn't train the way the coach wanted him to train again, and I guess Garnacho did. So Garnacho was on the bench and got some game time. Um, didn't call for any more subs on the day, just kept it like that after the 3 subs, and that was that. So 3-0. The other big story from this game and this day, apparently in the press conference for Amarim, there was a leak, and yeah, they had to stop the press conference or something like that. So actually said Ancelotti system is raising his eyebrow. We said that trigger everything. We said and Chugum. Yeah man, him calm for real. Yeah, man. As I said, one it looked like him is more a principles guy. Like it's not about when six get ball past the eight and eight past the 10, and it's not that. It's more like it's a feeling. Like if you see this picture on this side of the field, the space is here, and figure out how to get it there as best as possible. Go, because that's the freedom that I see his teams play with. So 3-0 to Bournemouth, big result, solidifying their place in the top 6 for now. So big result for them. Now the last game of the week, people, was a madness. Save the goals for the last game. So 6-3, people, 6-3. Yes, this was an English Premier League match today, and it could only be one team involved in this madness. The Spursiest team of all. Tottenham Hotspur. What is a Hotspur? They asked me, what is a Hotspur? What's a Hotspur? You ever see the Japan? Yo, one day I'm gonna find a video there and play it for no star. I swear. My cousin have it, I'm gonna ask him to send me. I know him can't send me. We say more time on his players. Yeah, fair enough. BM BM said Ancelotti a copycat, Sir Alex got the first chewing gum ever in 1872, and that him a follow. Keeps it simple and it works. A lot of coaches trying the back to the future coaching. True. It's a different thing. So listen. 6-3 people. This was a madness. 2 goals, 2 assists for Salah. Big assist for Trent. What a cross. Goal and assist for Sabo. 2 goals for Diaz. 1 goal for McAllister. Everybody, you get a goal. You get a goal. Everybody get a goal. Nunes did come on today. I thought he did come on at all. Brennan Johnson came on, got an assist. Fantasy. Solanke goal and assist. Fantasy. Kulu with a goal. Madison with a goal. And then got hooked. First change. Madison. I was like, damn. The one person look like him want to do a thing. Well, Kulu too. Kulu was looking like him doing something. Can't lie. And Solanke was just not getting service for the most part. But when him start get the ball, some things did start going. But Liverpool was dominant first half. Definitely came out. I think for the first 40 minutes, it was like almost flawless. Literally, like it was so good for the first 40 minutes for Liverpool. Like this didn't look like Tottenham would be able to do anything in the football game. They pretty much went up 3-0. Wait, no, it wasn't 3-0. It was 2-0. And then they got the goal to make it 2-1 in the 41st minute. And in typical Spurs fashion, them dash were a goal right before halftime. Soboslai getting a goal again to make it 3-1 going into halftime. And then Liverpool pretty much dashed all the hopes after Salah had a brace right after halftime, the 54th and the 61st minute. Typical Mo Salah, 2 goals, 2 assists, just racking up goal contributions. Then at 5-1, it got interesting when they made it 5-2. Then they made it 5-3. And in typical Spurs fashion again, instead of continuing their momentum and trying to get back to 5-4, Luis Diaz scores his second to make it 6-3. So Liverpool upset basically all their rival fans today. But it wasn't really Liverpool that upset me. It was more Tottenham. And we have to give a talking to Mr. Ange Postecoglou, or as my good friend X likes to call him, Ange Postecoglou, right? So this man, and I'm going to show you the outs. Ben Davies, left centre back, second player, backup. Starting left centre back, Mickey van de Ven. Starting right centre back, Christian Romero. So that's 3 of the 4 options at centre back out. Probably your top 3 as well. Nothing has changed in the way this man tries to play football. There's no Mickey van de Ven, who is like 1,000 miles an hour. There's no Cuti Romero from Argentina, who, for all his shortcomings and things he does foolishly, he still is an intelligent defender. And I would more trust him marshalling a highline back four that is borderline suicidal than a Radu Dragusin and Archie Gray. Really? Pedro Porro is not even a defender, really. And Jed Spence, good player. One that I think the coach should have been using, actually. But yeah, it's just not. Something has to change. Something has to change. Isbisuma and Matassar, they need to just I don't know, they need some kind of tracking system on them when they run too far up to just freeze them, so them have to just go back before them can run again or something. Like it, they just don't have any regard for what might happen after them attack. It's like they just don't care. Them just run. Everybody just run, and everybody just run. Just run forward. Everybody just run forward. If you're not named Gray or Dragusin, just run forward. It's crazy. And if only they would just run back as fast, because they don't run back as fast either. Yeah, so Liverpool, today was not the day where they were going to drop points. They were too sharp. As I said, the first 40 minutes was some of the best football I've seen Liverpool play. The one thing as a rival fan that people could lean towards is, okay, they do have their vulnerabilities. It does look like from a set piece, you can maybe get something off of them. It does look like for the entirety of the 90 minutes, there's always going to be a stretch where you can get at them as far as attacking them. But it's just suicidal football from Tottenham. 11 big chances created by Liverpool. That's ridiculous. Look at these expected goals. They scored 6, and they should have scored 6. 5.63. That's crazy. So yeah, I mean, talk about chance creation, just a relentlessness in attack. And it's not maybe it's not the heavy metal style, but even though it's a little more methodical, it's still the same heavy metal in the final third. Like it's ruthless. They're going to end that with an action towards the goal, a shot, a cross that is very dangerous. Something's gonna come of their attacks. That's really what they're very good at. I mean, could have been worse for them as well. 5 big chances missed on their part. Ridiculous, ridiculous there. But yeah, Liverpool looking like, I won't say they're looking like the title is theirs to lose or anything like that, but it's still kind of early in the season and everything. We're almost at the halfway point now. So it is getting to that point where, once we get through the Christmas period, January, I'd say about March is when I would start to think about, okay, it's their title to lose or anything like that. And that's just too much points out there until then. So I've watched this league too long now to be talking about who win the league right now. It's just too early. But I understand people want to have the conversations all through the season, but just know that I'm going to keep watching for now. But the signs are good if you're a Liverpool fan, I must say. But again, as a rival fan, somebody watching, trying to figure out, how can this team fall off a bit. I do think the 90-minute concentration is something to look at. I think they do still give up some opportunities and ways you can get at them. And it's just on teams to exploit that. But yeah, if you want to know how to beat them, just ask Nuno Espirito Santo, because he's the only person that has been able to do it with Forest so far. So 6-3, a shellacking. We love to see it because Tottenham are shit. Yes, people. So let's take a look before we look at the standings in the picks for the week and then look at the FPL, and we're going to get out of here. Let's just look at the table. Actually, you know what? I love how I don't really love this interface as much. Let me go to this other one. People, bear with me. I'll soon check in with the chat. Smash that like button. Don't forget that, people. That is extremely important. It is how the content can get shared around a bit more. So we greatly appreciate if you can do that for us. Remember, you can support the channel by becoming a member of the channel. It is not very expensive to do so, but it's just a way to ensure your support of the channel. Every little bit helps people. So I think it's like $1.99 a month or something like that. Once I get to a certain amount of members, I will start to make some members only content. That might be a bit more, how shall we say, a bit more opinion based. Maybe we'll have some more stronger topics and debate type of topics. So that's something that I'm looking forward to starting to do as soon as we can reach to a nice decent number of folks that are that invested into the channel, where we can start to give them their little perks, you know what I mean? So let's check in with the chat, because I'm sure people had things to say about this game, this Liverpool game. Red Skull said, I thought it was a tennis match. Yeah, it was like basketball, tennis, what else with a lot of scoring. Any sport where you go like this a lot. A lot of Mark McFly coaching flops against him. Marty McFly. If it was other team, Liverpool wouldn't score so much. Well, yeah, definitely. It wouldn't. 11 big chance. Yo, that's like, I'm sure that's the most this season so far. So this is a the Sancho situation all over again at Man U, but with Rashford this time, don't it? Well, let's see, Rashford, I don't know, brother. I think he's in brain. I don't mean like dunce or anything. I mean like football brain. I am starting to think I was intoxicated when doing the predictions for this week. Because how did I predict a 2-2 for this game? Yo, actually, did I drink that night? No, I don't have that excuse. I didn't drink that night. High line for life, man. I tell you. playing a high line and sending so many bodies forward, leaving the back line exposed when one of your centre backs is a young, inexperienced midfielder against Liverpool is foolishness. Yes, and that equals 11 big chances for Liverpool. It's madness. Yeah, man, you get a goal, you get a big chance. Basically, Oprah. You have to adjust, or this is what happens. He's unintelligent. He's not far from being a great coach. A lot to like about him, but refusal to add that one piece is stopping him going up levels. Facts. Because principle-wise, I don't mind it, but he's just him head tough. Only thing we see Liverpool do is play high ball and counter them. Yeah. Facts. No, wait. Only thing you see Liverpool do is play high ball and counter them. No, man. Liverpool, crazy thing, out of them 11 big chances, are probably 5 different ways them create them. Slow build up, transition, long ball, all kind of way, overload. Yeah, man, late. Yo, you can add all 3 more late. Big up yourself, Nosage. Spurs coach is madman. One namesake. Spurs coach is madman, but entertaining match. Him soon get sacked because fans are turned upon them. Well, them want that football. You know, them had 3 pragmatic coach and them fired the whole of them. So them don't play the Spurs way. They want football. They want to pass and lose 6-3. Even most of the best teams make adjustments, even if it's subtle ones. The man wants to die on his foolish shield. Yeah, it's what killed Wenger in the end, bro. Literally, the man just would not try anything different ever. Lastekoglu is similar to Russell Martin. Yeah, exactly. Russell Martin was doing the same thing, just trying to play like Barcelona, Xavi, Iniesta, Messi time, and just have shitty 1, 2, and 3. Not gonna work. If this game mattered to me, I would have been mad watching this game, but it was just comedy. Yeah, it was funny. Kinda. Because, this whole time, I'm like, I want Liverpool to drop points, but I don't even want Spurs beat anybody. So I couldn't lose today in this game. It was only enjoyment and entertainment. Because either way, I'd be happy. Yeah, because if Liverpool drop points, I'd be happy. But to be honest, if they had to drop points against Spurs, it almost take away some of the joy. So maybe this was for the best, yeah, man. Spurs in the mud and Liverpool a next day we beg a team for get some points off of you, respect one. We always appreciate any kind of donation. Respect, my brother. All right, so let's take a look at the standings in the league table real quick before we look at the standings. So really want to see people, the prediction standings. Yeah, man. See who win this week, All right, so let me share this. So you can see the league table. We're going to look on the league table before we move on, people. So we see all the 10 game them. The relegation zone looks exactly the same, but there has been some movement. Southampton on 6 points. They got a point with the draw against Fulham. So that's 2 points in their last 5 games. Now on 6 points, minus 25. So, basically they have a mountain to climb to get out of this relegation zone, especially with that goal difference looking the way it is. Then we have Ipswich, 1 win in their last 4. The big win coming last week against Wolves. Pretty much got Gary O'Neill sacked. They're on 12 points, minus 16. They face Arsenal next week. Well, not next week. Actually, that game is going to be what? On Friday. Yeah, Thursday's Boxing Day. I know Arsenal play Friday, so Friday. Wolves in 18th, but they moved up from 19th. We're on 9 points. Now they have a better goal difference than Ipswich by 3. So they are there. They will play Man United on Boxing Day. Leicester City just outside the relegation zone on 14 points. They have a win and a draw in their last 5 to go with 3 losses. They have the tough situation of facing Liverpool at Anfield. So it's been 4-0 last week, 3-0 this week. How much could it be at Anfield? Oh my Lord, on Thursday. That could get ugly, people. All right, Crystal Palace in 16th after their loss. They lost to Arsenal. They were coming off of 4 unbeaten, actually, 2 draws and 2 wins. They are in 16th. They drop a place, minus 8 goal difference. Everton on 16 points as well. Did get a draw again against Chelsea this time after a draw against Arsenal last week and a win the week before that. So, definitely this is the best 5-game stretch for them. 3 draws, 1 win. Only the one loss. That one loss going to Man United 4-0. I think that was Amorim's first home game. They were riding high. Now they have the monsters, or we don't know what to call them right now. We have Manchester City hosting Everton. Um, let's see how this one plays out, people. It's going to be tough to predict that game. West Ham in 14th place on 20 points. 2 draws and a win in their last 3, so unbeaten. Probably one of their better spells this season so far. They are pretty good right now in terms of the relegation zone, but I'm sure they would want to get closer to that top 10 as they move forward. But let's see if Lopetegui can keep this little run of not losing going. That's 3 on the bounce for them. Manchester United, not good viewing for the fan base there. Last 5, they have won 2 wins, beat Everton 4-0, lost to Arsenal, lost to Forest, beat City, which was a big win for them, but then they lost 3-0 at home today. They face Wolves, a resurgent Wolves, after getting a new manager. We'll see how they look on Boxing Day when they travel to the Molineux. Then we have Brentford in 12th. They dropped a bit after their loss. 2 losses on the bounce now. 23 points with a 0 goal difference for them. One of the highest goal scoring teams in the league, though, with 32. But there you see the problem. Also conceded 32 goals. Then we move to Tottenham Hotspur. I think they are the highest goal scoring team in the league, but they have conceded 25 goals now after conceding 6 today. The goal difference taking a bit of a hit. They remarkably had a goal difference just like the leaders, basically. Well, close, plus 17, when Liverpool was plus 18 going into the day. But they were all the way down in 10th, I believe, when they played Liverpool. That loss has dropped them down now 1 place to 11th, on 23 points. But of course, a better goal difference than Brentford. Then we have Brighton. A couple weeks ago, or a couple match weeks ago, I should say, were in the top 6, now down to 10th, 25 points. As you can see, no wins in their last 5, 3 draws, and 2 losses. They face Brentford coming up in the Boxing Day fixtures. Then we have Fulham in 9th, 25 points, unbeaten in their last 5, but 4 of those being draws. Has been able to get them into the top 10. Now they're at 9th, though, after dropping a bit, after dropping some more points this week in their fixture. 0-0, not a good result against Southampton at home. Then we have Newcastle, 2 wins on the bounce, gets them back into the top 10. They're up to number 8 now, 26 points plus 6 goal difference. They will face Aston Villa in a big matchup on Boxing Day. That should be a big fixture there. Then we have Manchester City now in 7th place, people. 7th place, 27 points. Look at that form. 3 losses, 1 draw, 1 win in their last 5. Their 1 win, that 3-0 win over Nottingham Forest. Losses to Liverpool, losses to Manchester United, and of course to Aston Villa Saturday. The 1 draw coming against Crystal Palace away from home. So not the best for them. 27 points, 4 goal difference, only 29, conceded a whopping 25 goals. Just not really the best season so far, but hey, still in the top 10. Not where they want to be, but a good string of games they could potentially get back into that top 4. But just doesn't look like a good string of games is possible right now, but we shall see. Aston Villa 28 points, last 5 a bit up and down, 2 losses, 3 wins. Got the win this week though, and they do have the big fixture. As I said, they're gonna host they're actually gonna travel to St. James Park, for their next fixture on Boxing Day. That should be a big one. 28 points, 26 goals scored, 26 against. So also similar issues to like what Brentford is dealing with. Brighton, just too many goals conceded to go with their goals scored. Then we have Bournemouth in 5th now, all the way up to 5th. I think it's the highest they've been this season, 28 points. Unbeaten last 5. Look at that, 4 wins and 1 draw. So doing really well in the league in terms of form. +6 goal difference, 27 for 21 against. They're in 5th. Nottingham Forest, 31 points. Again, very good last 5 games. 1 loss, but 4 wins to go with those loss, to go with that 1 loss. 31 points, 23 goals scored. Not that many, but pretty stingy. 19 goals against. Not bad at all. Then we have Arsenal in 3rd now. 3rd still, actually, I should say. 33 points now, though, after their win. Last 5, 2 draws, 3 wins. They face Ipswich on the 27th, which is Friday. So they have an extra day after Christmas to work off the food. 34 goals scored, one of the highest scoring teams in the league. 16 against, now joint lowest conceded to go with Liverpool. Played 1 match more. But the 2 leading goal scoring teams are in 1st and 2nd. 2nd being Chelsea, 35 points after the disappointing draw today, to go along with 4 wins prior to that. And then you have Liverpool, 2 draws and 3 wins, just like Arsenal in their last 5. So still a 6-point gap. And remember, with that fixture needing to be replayed against Everton for the Merseyside derby at Everton at Goodison for the last time, they have played 16 while all their rivals have played 17. So game in hand for Liverpool, 4-point lead, 6-point on Arsenal as well with the game in hand. So definitely they are in a great position. Arsenal will have to watch and see what happens with Chelsea and Liverpool on Boxing Day. They will have the chance to answer the day after. So that should be a nice run of games. We will have the preview show, as I said, on Christmas Day at some point. It might be at the night. I'm not sure when. Might be in the morning, but we'll figure that out on the day. People, just look out for the content. And if you can't watch it in real time, you don't know, you can always watch it back if it does not a good day to be watching YouTube. I totally get it. But I'm gonna put the content out there. It can live on. You know, you can leave the comment section your picks, so we'll still get the picks documented and done. And of course, without further ado, let's get right into the picks, people. So this right here is this week's picks. I wanted Tottenham to win, but once it couldn't happen, I just enjoyed watching the beating win. For real. I might have to take a day off. I haven't slept for 3 days. I plan to sleep a couple hours, but I think once my eyes shut, I'd probably be comatose. For real. Damn, 3 days though, bro. Yeah, go hard. I used to do them thing that when me that make music, that's then in the studio, that's up. All right, so let's see. So we want to get on the screen now. All right, what may I do? All right, so let's get this up on the screen, people. So I have the standings for the week, people. So this right here is how the standings went. Coach Edwards 3-7. Hot Chili 3-7, but he had a pick right. So you get the nod there. So Jason Gooner, the host, not doing well. We're down at the foot, 4-6. Now we had Mass Sports World and Game Birds and Duke 5-5, but Pristine and Red Skull also 5-5, but they had 2 perfect scores. Now Biggs G, you tie with Float in terms of the record, but Float got the nod and got the trophy because he had 2 perfect scores. So big up yourself, Float Management. Aston Villa 2-1, West Ham Brighton 1-1. They got both of those spot on, and that was the tiebreaker. Biggs G, very good picks as well. Had which game you had that I was impressed. So yeah, you were one of the few that had the Bournemouth result, so that kind of gave you the extra there. Yeah, the Bournemouth result really made a difference for you. Then in 3rd place, Red Skull, you had the Aston Villa, Man City, and the West Ham Brighton. Just like Float. Actually, the West Ham Brighton game, like 4 people got the West Ham Brighton game. And then 3 got the Aston Villa City game. So yeah, those were like the two games that people just for whatever reason they got. But float management, big up yourself, you know. Yeah, man. Congrats to you. Congrats to you. Yeah, Chile, you also had the 2-1. Yeah, three people had that. 4 people had that actually. So 4 had the West Ham Brighton and 4 had the Villa City. And those were the only games this week people had right. That's crazy. Sometimes it just a game just set. But that was the standings this week, people. As I said, Christmas Day, more than likely night, we're gonna have a next show and we're going to discuss the games coming up on Boxing Day and Friday, people. Yeah, man, we're gonna do a show that day there, and it will be the preview show. And then Friday night, we'll do probably be a double because it will be the preview and the follow-up show, is it? Yeah, so just do everything in a one. Now, drum roll, please, people. Because we know we have to reveal the donkey of the week. So, let's see. Is it 1? Is it few? Is it 3? How many donkey we have? So, donkey of the week, people. CK. Actually 2 of my actual members of the channel. Donkey of the week this week. CK and my cousin Nick, who I'll be seeing very soon down in Florida. Sorry, but you are the donkeys of the week. 1 and 9. Yes, you missed 9 games out of 10 this week, guys. The one game that CK got was the Newcastle game. The one game that Nick got was Liverpool winning, and he's a Liverpool fan. So, yeah, those were the only 2 fixtures he got right. CK only got 1. Nick only got 1. But yeah, not the best week at all for them. So, you know, we can only have winners, people. We have to have losers in life. And sadly, this week is CK and my cousin Nick, 2 members of the channel. We hate to see it, but somebody had to beat. So donkeys of the week, CK and Nick, NDH. Big up on yourself, same way. And remember, donkey's only for a time, people. You're not permanently a donkey or anything like that. Just for a time, all right, guys? So, yeah, man. Donkey of the day, or the week, I should say, goes to Nick. Big up yourself. Yeah, people. So, that is it. That is it. That is it for the standings and the donkey. Big up float management again. Yes, I see you say early birthday, so blessings on the earth strong as well. And you get an early birthday present with the trophy for the week, you see me? But return it, you know, because the fixture them are forward quick. Yeah, man, it's not easy, man. I tell you. Fred Skull said, let's all laugh. Yeah, man, pristine, ever clean. One time made have a cardio every week, but now y'all are beat me consistent, you know, so I have to easy myself. Yeah, man. All right. Well, look, let's get right into it, people. The last thing we're gonna do, because the show really flowing nicely. I never expect for go so long and so late, but big up all the night owl them like myself when I mind stay up, because you know, I don't know, mans can stay up. I've always had that power, you know, wake up and still have energy tomorrow. But what we're going to do now, people, is show you how we did in fantasy this week. I'm going to be honest, people. In the fantasy, the original fantasy game, it was not a good week for me, people. I made some bonehead decision, and I'm gonna show you guys now. And that caused Biggs G for run well left me in the table. 85 to 54 final score there. People all in a third place are catch up to me. Only 15 ahead of Philip Clark now, Badaman. Comeback clap. This man need to change him name to slot, but him still at this slot. Demo getting 1,000 there. So yeah, it's rough, people. Big G run well left me. And the main difference, you know, people, all me do wrong, you know. me captain Saka. Cause me did feel like Arsenal are gonna score a bag of goal and me know Saka must involve in them there. Which he did, which we did. But Saka pull him hamstring, brother, 20 minutes, that's it. Out the game when the whole of the goal them score. So wasted the captaincy there. Had Salah as my vice captain just in case, because he was who I would have captained otherwise. So that difference right there, and I'm sure he captained Salah and got 42 instead of 21. Picked up Ahmad, was not a good choice this week. Him never going with him could have scored 3 goals or 2 at least, but it wasn't meant to be. Vardial is a waste of my money now. I mean, if him don't score a goal, then him going to get a 0 or a negative because them are going to concede a bag of goal. And Vandenberg being out really hurt me because, Fast hasn't been starting, but him so cheap, I just had him. And 8 Nori was suspended, which really hurt me too. So, look, I don't think I need to panic and just like change out everything, but I'm definitely going to make at least one key adjustment this week. And then I'm going to try to stay put for a while, I also made 2 transfers instead of 1, so I had -4. So that never helped either. But still in second, and 30 points is really nothing in fantasy, to be honest. This what Biggs G did though, and I knew it, man. 42, and he had Morgan Rogers that helped, So that was really the difference. Rogers and captain in Salah, yeah. So in bench Kulu too, lucky. So yeah, that was pretty much not the best week so far for me. Have to be honest. Have to be honest. Bless up Jamrock, go on. Big up yourself, Yeah, man. So fall off a little people this week. We fell into second, So we can't have the best week every week. So this week was definitely one that we can't forget. 54 points, not terrible, but when you look at the potential, should have easily been in the 70s this week, but just did not make the right decisions. Fantasy draft leagues now. So one Pickpocket FC got 70 points. So this is bad, people. If you're in fantasy draft and your team get more than your fantasy team when you have captain double points and all these things, then it's an issue. Plus, these players can't overlap in this game. So it's only me have Salah in the league. It's only me have Semenyo and Cunha and Havertz and Kudus. All these players are only my players. So that's another reason why typically a fantasy team should have more than a draft team. But in both my leagues this week in draft, my draft team do better than the other team. That's a problem. This one, as you can see, I started Henderson against Arsenal. I don't know what my thought process was there, because I knew Arsenal was gonna score goals, but I still started. Maybe I thought he would just make a lot of saves. I don't know. Look, Hall did well, clean sheet. Yeah, and got a bonus as well. Nice. Dina gave up a goal in like the 93rd minute. Would have been. Gabriel gave up a goal early. Got a yellow, but had an assist, so he got 4. Salah, no captain bonus in this one, so you just get the 21 points. Semenyo, kudos, picked him up this week, did good for me. Havertz and Cunha both score. I'm to forward them. Still holding well with because don't really have many people out there, so I'm just going to bench him till him forward, Then in the other league now, I'm Crystal Ball FC. Big up to the family, because this is like my family now. We have a little league. And in this one, I'm also in first. And I had a nice big gap separation because I got 84 points. So, right starting goal, I could have got more because I have Sanchez on the bench with 9. So that could have been 6 more points right there. Then we have Bassi, who I picked up this week playing Southampton, got the clean sheet. Dine should have had it, as I said, 93rd minute, them give up the goal. Collins, I could have benched him and play Mitchell, would have get a couple more. But Rogers definitely came up big. Foden got a goal, and I think second best player in terms of the bonus. Johnson only played a short moment but got an assist. In the 32 minutes, Salah did what he did. Solanke, Cunha, and Havertz in this one, and Semenyo didn't even start. So yeah, could have been even better, but 84 points, people. Big week in fantasy draft. If you get anywhere close to 80, 90, 100 in fantasy draft, you did good that week. So 84 points, big week for me. Leads in 2 out of the 3 leagues. Lost my lead in the fantasy game. But we see the errors, people. We see the errors, and we're going to correct them. So, Biggs G, not done yet, my G. We are forward. Yeah, but anyway, people, that is it, That is it. That is all for tonight's show. I want to thank again everybody that tuned in. All those who stuck around from the beginning to the end. We really greatly appreciate that. I want to big up again one for the super chat. Respect my brother. All the best to you and yours for the holiday season. And yeah, we are checking same way on the Christmas, so look out for a preview show for the Boxing Day fixtures forwarding on Christmas Day this year. Yes, people, it is Jason Gooner again in the building, but this time we're gonna leg out the place now. We'll go to bed, we'll get some rest, and tomorrow is another day, people. No bother with the late Christmas shopping, and if you do have to Christmas shop, just take your time, people. No bother rush. People are going to out, people are going up there in the road. Just take on the time. You don't want no accident add on to what you have to deal with in a Christmas. So just take on the time on the road, people. Nobody now kill you if you not get the gift. Just everybody keep calm. That's my advice to everybody out there. See? But anyway, I'm not lecture because we're just there for talk football. So big up on yourself, people. My name is Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. And of course, at the end of this program, we say, come on, you Gooners. Yes, people. And what they under my nose? Say no more. Big up. Jamrock, live Christmas